Hey Pisces, I'm Leona Nicole Black, and this is your general tarot reading for August 2019. Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's for you. Couple of notices: I'm no longer doing private readings, so you can't book with me, but I will be doing an extended of this private reading, which you can get afterwards at NicoleBlack.com/extended. I'll be going deeper into these messages, and we have ASTROMIXER on Friday, 30th of August at the Curtin Hotel in Shoreditch. It's my astrology games night for self-aware adults. It's mad fun. I'm posting little trailers and information about it on my Instagram page, Leona Nicole Black. So go and have a look there if you're curious. But you should definitely come to AstroMixer. It's fire, okay? It's so good. Tickets for AstroMixer at NicoleBlack.com/shop. Friday evening, 30th of August. Okay, so your messages, Pisces. Let's just get into it. Before I do, actually, I dreamt about you maybe a week ago. It was literally your energy. Like, Pisces showed up to me and was like, you were upset because you were saying to me that you feel like you were always given the criticism for the energy of connection, right? That you're always criticized for connecting unhealthily, maybe for not having good emotional boundaries. And you actually said it's not fair because some of those criticisms are more belonging to Leo. That's literally what I had in my dream. So maybe you're feeling away, because I can see in your reading that you have been, for those of you who've been connected to my energy and kind of watching me for a while, I know for a fact that you've been working on your emotional growth, really working on your emotional maturation. And it just, I feel for you, Pisces, it's like a never ending cycle. There's always just more. It's just like, oh, you're doing, that's good, here's some more stuff to work on. And maybe you're feeling frustrated that people aren't seeing the ways that you are showing up quite healthily in terms of connection. But if not on the emotional level, you do have the Ace of Pentacles here. Really, really beautiful energy. And it is clarified with the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I've been saying this to you for months. This year is about the opening up of cycles for you. This is about growing your finances. This is about new opportunities for you. And it's going to be a busy year. It's like the more growth, the more comes to you, the more you have to show up. But there is the energy of growth, Pisces. It really is here. I promise you that's true. It's like a foundation. So for some of you, it might be like a lot of success because you've already built the foundation. For others, you might not be seeing loads of opportunities come towards you, but you will be getting to a place where the foundations to embrace those opportunities are solid. Okay, so you're working on the things that you need to be ready for the go when that energy comes in. But regardless, I feel like there is just an opening up, an expansion of opportunities. Now, you do have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups for me is always Pisces energy, and it's clarified with the King of Cups here. The message really, Pisces, is that you're trying to half-heart it, you know, you're trying to give it less than it needs. So let's say it requires 95% of you, you're showing up with 25. You don't want to put, and it's not about putting your all, it's not about effort, it is actually more about energy and emotional resource. Now this could be around fear, where you're like, you don't want to jump fully in because you don't know what's going to happen. And this can just be not wanting to get too deep, right? Like not wanting to drown or to be heavy in responsibility. I posted like a meme to my stories the other day, which was like, when you ask God for something and then you get it, but you don't want the responsibility of it. It's kind of like that. Like you're kind of trying to cherry pick, to have a bit of the blessings, leave some of the blessings on the table. You need to show up as the King of Cups, okay? You need to cultivate a bigger energy, have greater capacity emotionally to deal with what's on your plate and to give to what needs to be cultivated emotionally, Pisces. You can't half-heart it at this stage in this season of your life. You are being upgraded here with the High Priestess and the Four of Wands. The upgrade is in the area of your intuition, okay? So a lot more clarity. There is going to be, what I feel for you is like a dropping off, a shedding of like scales. Like if there's been either a skin that you've outgrown in terms of the level of your spiritual development, or it's that something has actually been blocking your third eye, blocking your perception. But I feel like you're, like I said, being upgraded, and you're going to have a lot more clear channeling, just really, really clear intuition, and this is really healthy and really good for you. You have the Queen of Cups, which is what you're supposed to do with this clear channeling and clear intuition here. Okay, there's a lot about you cultivating in this reading, cultivating, because the Queen of Cups is clarified with the Magician card and the Princess of Swords. Now, the energy here, Pisces, is that you use the emotional realm, the feeling realm, the receptive energy of the Queen of Cups to cultivate new experiences for you. So you are the sign with whom affirmations and visualizations and rituals and all of that non-tangible stuff actually works really well for you. It may not work in the same ways for other signs. Other signs may not get the kind of results that you do, but you really do. And I'm talking about dream, I'm talking about fantasy, I'm talking about really just occupying a level of belief, right? But in the emotional space, it's not rational, it's not the masculine energy, it's the emotional energy, like really sitting in that it's gonna happen for me, like just like it's already here, I've got it, it's like yes. That's gonna really cultivate cultivate the things that you're trying to create. And with the Princess of Swords, it's like the challenge for you is dealing with the reality and the murkiness of when it's not there. So let's say, you know, finances is always a good one because there's so much bondage around money. But let's say you're trying to get debt free, or I don't know, invest, you know, if you are, you know, doing quite well financially already. But there might be like blocks and obstacles, okay? So you might, for those of you, for example, who are in debt, it might be like, you'll feel tempted to really focus on that level of debt and be like, I don't have da, 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 da. And the challenge for you is to not focus on the smoke and the mirrors of your real experience, because it's actually real, but to kind of clear that with intention. Okay, clear it with intention. Yes, I don't have the resources I want right now, but my focus is on the experience of when I do. You know, my focus is on cultivating the energy of having it. And for whatever reason, Pisces, that's just how you work. It's how how you're set up. So you need to really dig deep into that and really use that as a tool and a technique for yourself. You also have here the Nine of Pentacles. This is kind of material fruition. This is like coming into oneself, independence, abundance, really feeling accomplished within the self here. And it's clarified with the Prince of Swords. So there are definitely some limitations around this, Pisces. I'm going to pick this up in the extended reading, to be honest. We're going to kind of have a look at the where you are at in terms of the levels of self-development, the levels of self-actualization, and what exactly here is coming up as a limitation, as a blockage. We're at about 8 minutes, so I may go on to part 2 if you're watching on Instagram. You have also the Ten of Wands here, and I will be talking about this on the extended too, because it's clarified with the Lovers card. And the message and the energy here is that you may feel that you're finding it hard to balance your relationships with your purpose or your work, okay? It may be like the commitment, whether it's the marriage, the long-standing partnership probably here, is hard work, and you kind of want to let it go to the wayside so you can focus on like the stuff that's calling your energy, the stuff that I said that you have to kind of cultivate more emotional space for and show up for. That's for some of you. For others of you, it's that there is a kind of like choice. You may be at a choice moment, I'm feeling here, where it's like you are moving from one level of experience to another, but you're finding it hard to the transition's difficult. So you may be working 4 or 5 jobs, like literally like that, because you're like, I'm moving into a new career space and I'm doing this, but like, and it may not even be you're doing that because you desperately need the money. It might be that a contract hasn't ended and you have to see that through. So you're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it's kind of feeling like too much. So we're going to pull some advice for you on like how to get more balance there, how to leverage your energy a bit differently. So because the thing about the Lovers card is this is something for you, so you can't just let it collapse. But I can see that energetically you're struggling to show up and maintain the things that you have going on. You have the Two of Cups, Pisces. So for those of you who are partnered, it's clarified with the Lust card here. This could be sexual renewal, I feel, or return of passion to the relationship, and probably also why it's not the time for you to let it fall to the wayside. Because the thing about this is also a cycle of healing, healing sexual trauma, healing the sexual relationship, healing body issues, healing actually it's heart opening. I'm feeling too, like really cleansing and opening the heart through the sex relationship. So there is a need to show up sexually with your partners right now. For those of you who are unpartnered, this is feeling and beginning partnerships and relationships based on passion and feeling highly drawn to someone. So this is like attraction in its primal sense, you know. It's not just the kind of I look at you and I think you're a good looking person. It's like I feel drawn to you. And there are opportunities, Pisces, those of you who are unpartnered and looking, because some of you are unpartnered and need to be in that phase, right? And so this isn't an energy that's kind of open for you. But those of you who are kind of wanting and seeking and feel ready to call that in, there's opportunity for that. I'm going to go a bit deeper on this message in the extended so we can see a bit more what this kind of pending love energy is needing and wanting in order to anchor into something in an experiential level and not just on the energetic level. And then we also have the Judgment card here, Pisces. I'm going to be honest, I feel like everyone is going through this kind of energy at the moment. It has been dragging me to filth. I've been finding it very hard. This kind of judgment is it's a spiritual assessment that's going on in our lives right now. And I feel like Spirit is particularly assessing you around your relationships and the people that you associate with, people that are not a good match for you, people that don't have the right energy towards you. They're going to get flung and spun out of your life is what I'm feeling like. It's a very, very, very intense energy with the Judgment card here. I will pick this up as well in the extended reading so we can get some advice for you, because you have this King of Swords, and I feel like the Judgment and the King of Swords, to be honest, even the concept of judgment itself is the energy of the King of Swords. It's the message, the vibration of the King of Swords. So I feel like these two are pairing together a lot in the readings I'm doing, and it's like the judgment is happening for higher perspective for you. The judgment is happening for clarity for you, and it's like it's non-negotiable. There's no choice about it. It is a bit difficult, and you're having to show up for spiritual judgment right now. So I'm gonna have a look at what's going on there. For those of you who aren't gonna come onto the extended though, I'm just gonna pull a couple of advice messages for you. There we go. Didn't take long. The Strength card, Two of Swords, and the Empress. Beautiful. So really it's just the clarifier, confirmation of what I'm saying. There's a need to have inner strength right now, and this is Leo energy. So like show up passionately in your life, show up, you know, compete, be out there, do your thing. Two of Swords is like, don't pretend right now that that's not required. Don't pretend that you don't have to make decisions and choices. Don't pretend that you don't have to cut things that you do. It's like, stop pretending, okay? Don't pretend, like I said, that you can shop with 25% when you need 95. And then the Empress is like, both the message again about your intuition opening up, you being in a cycle where you're cultivating and materializing a lot. The Empress, if we think about her as the mother archetype, literally brings the human form. Well, it really takes spirit and binds it into physical matter and into the world, okay? So literally the concept of the vessel of the womb is the Empress energy. It's this kind of what am I looking for principle, and you're in that space. You take that to mean that there are things unseen that are only how can we put it, potentials right now that exist on higher realms, okay, that aren't in physical form, that can now be experienced through you. So I might talk a little bit more about this energy actually in the extended. So Pisces, if you'd like to come to ASTROMIXER at NicoleBlack.com/shop. If you want to see the extended reading, all the links should be in the description box. NicoleBlack.com/extended. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sending you tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of love.